Watch till the end of the video to see why this guy taps out after he dominates his opponent in this MMA fight.
Keeps it going, and then he backs off and taps out.
In the world of fighting in sports, it's all or nothing. If you don't fight back, you will be destroyed by your opponent, and if you don't know how to defend yourself and fight back, you could be in serious risk of being dangerously hurt. But despite that, these fighters, for one reason or another, refuse to fight back. Today we count 10 times fighters refuse to hit their opponents.
Head free. No, he's not. No, he's not.
This first fighter, Chad George, has to plead with the referee in this video. The fighters are both in chokeholds, but Chad George refuses to continue punching and kicking his opponent in this MMA fight, to the referee's dismay, as he can see the other fighter is knocked out, which the referee doesn't see.
George is just tenaciously holding on to a guillotine position, even though George is in side control.
Yeah, but he could be trapping that hand with his left arm. I can't see from this position here if he can pull the right arm out at all.
Now George has his head free. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's out!
George just got caught on the Von Flue choke.
I have never seen that before in my life. They were literally arguing about whether or not he was out. He was completely out.
George said to air. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's out!
October 20th, 2000 was the night Mike Tyson nearly killed Andrew Golota. After a devastating hit, Andrew refuses to continue the fight and exits prematurely and was booed out of the stadium. What everyone failed to realise was that later Andrew suffered a concussion, a fractured cheekbone and a slipped disc due to this fight.
You gotta get in your corner, Andrew. What? You quit. What are you doing? Last second, the bell's gonna ring. Get out there! Get out there!
Is just distraught with this decision by their man, Andrew Golota. He wants to get the heck out of here. He's coming. Let's hope this doesn't really get out of hand now. It's getting hurt.
This next fighter actually taps out after dominating his opponent in this amateur MMA fight. This has never been done before in the hundreds of thousands of fights in history. He explains why after he taps out, but it's so strange to see this fighter literally dominate his opponent, then refuse to continue and tap out.
Prison City Fight League amateur flyweights. Jeremy Racer in the black and blue. Mike Pantenko, and it's Pantenko who's just teeing off. He's the guy delivering the beating. He keeps it going, and then he backs off and taps out. Pantenko was winning the fight, but he backs off and taps out.
I just feel that it's no point fighting him because he didn't train against me and I didn't train for him, and I just feel like we're amateur fighter. We don't get money, we don't get paid, and I know that the only thing I'm gonna finish the fight is him to go in hospital or get hurt. I just feel like terrible, so I'm just gonna give him the win.
This next fighter is a true sportsman. This fighter refuses to fight his opponent in this MMA matchup as he notices something very wrong with his opponent. His opponent moments earlier actually dislocated his shoulder. The fighter prompts the referee to stop the fight and the fighter actually helps his opponent push his bone back into place. A true sportsman.
Hoffen wir auf einen sportlichen Kampf. Und es geht zum Schlagabtausch. Beide wollen fighten. Pater pendelt sich rein mit Overhands. Oh, er hat den Knockdown. Oh, Knockdown von Pater. Gesprungenes Knie von Arkadius. Pater bleibt geduldig. Hat den Knockout. Und der Kampf ist zu Ende. Versucht seine Reichweite zu finden. Oh, okay. Da hat... Die Schulter ist raus. Die Schulter ist raus. Okay. Das kommt nicht so häufig vor. Kritische Situation. Oh, alles klar. Riesenrespekt an Pater.
In this next fight between Roy Jones and Brian Brannan in 1996, Roy Jones in the second round has Brian on the ropes, so beat up and bloody that he can't even throw any more punches. He's in such bad shape that Roy stops throwing punches to look at the referee to see why he won't stop the fight.
The Trenton crowd can't believe what they're seeing. They were so psyched for the possibility of Brian putting up a big fight against Roy Jones. And their man is just getting hammered in there now. Ron Lipton watching as Roy Jones tattoos Brannan. And then Jones says, look, you want more? Okay.
This next fighter actually gets mad at the referee, and for good reason. Willis Nihan is pummeling his opponent here in this video, and his opponent doesn't throw a punch back for a while, which should be the referee's cue to stop the fight. Ultimately, the fighter himself has to withdraw himself from fighting to get the referee to acknowledge that he can't continue.
Big right hand, just teeing off on him. Stop! That's it. The ref comes in, and that's it. This fight's all over. He was out on his feet. That is one tough guy.
This next fighter is forced to throw in the towel himself and refuses to keep fighting his opponent as his trainer refuses to throw the towel in himself. His inexperience made him worried about continuing the fight, and for some reason his trainer decided not to throw in the towel after the fighter even pleaded with him.
We're going to finish this round on top of it and for decision, okay?
You want to continue the fight? Okay, that's it. That's it.
This next MUAY Thai kickboxing fight between these two women showcases a display of lightning fast reflexes. This fighter is just about to finish off her opponent with a head kick knockout, but just before she does, the referee intervenes, and while inches from her face with her foot, the fighter stops and lowers her foot down. Carlos Monzon, a legendary fighter who in his career only lost 3 of his 100 matches, displays great sportsmanship here, as he could have easily took advantage of his opponent slipping in this clip, but he lets his opponent rebalance himself before continuing to fight.
Both connecting there. The cornermen are getting a bit concerned about the heads going in. I don't think it's really deliberate. They're leaning rather heavily, to say the least, at one another close in, and there's bound to be some cuts. Oh, that was a good sidestep by the Matador there, and he's perfectly in order to pile those punches back in again. He showed a bit more mercy than he normally does there, Monzon, because he really can be spiteful when it suits him. But if he really intends to go out with this fight, he probably wants to go out.
This next fight is just a mess. These two fighters, Michael Ayers and Wayne Rigby, are both lightweight boxers. Wayne Rigby takes a beating by the end of the fight, so much so that Michael Ayers and Wayne Rigby both look at the referee, who fails to stop the fight when they both think it's appropriate.
Very marked up, and he scores with a big left hook. Rigby there. Goodness me, what next here?
Well, neither fighter wants too many fights like this in a career.
Well, they're fighting themselves almost to a standstill, and Rigby, he's starting to go here. He's looking in trouble, big right hand. Referee takes a very close look at Rigby, who needs the bell. He's got 20 seconds to go. He could be stopped here, Rigby. Ayers is inviting the referee to stop the fight, and he's walked to his corner. It's over. He has.
Thanks for watching, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.